Hi, I'm Mrs. Stinnett, and I wanted to bring you a little bit extra practice with what we did yesterday in class, which was addition and subtraction of integers. So if you're needing extra help or you need a little extra practice, that's what these videos are for. One is to review addition, and the next video will be to review subtraction with integers, meaning we're just going to talk about whole numbers. So if you look at number 1 on this paper, which it might be printed for you, or you might want to grab a piece of paper and a pencil and just copy them on your own paper. But I want to look at number 1. And number 1 says to add -1 plus -2. So in class we talked about the number line, and we can think about moving down the number line or to the left on the negative side, moving 1 space and then 2 more spaces. I also want to talk about what your Go Math book might have done, which is use the positive and negative charges. So if I start with -1 and I add -2, then I end up with a total of -3. Just like on the number line, I would have hopped down to -3. So let's go down the page here and look at the odd numbers and look at number 3 next. So number 3 is -1 plus -5. We also talked about how these parentheses here are really just to help us visually separate the plus sign and the negative signs. So if I have -1 plus -5, I see that both signs are the same. They are both negative. So in this case, my answer is going to be negative. And then I can just add the 2 add-ins, or their absolute values. So I just add 1 plus 5, and I get 6. So when the signs are the same in addition, all you have to do is add the 2 add-ins and keep that sign. So what I'd like for you to do now is pause the video and look at your worksheet, or look at mine, and try to do numbers 5, 7, and 9 on your own. Now, if you've done those on your own and you've paused your video, let's go over the answers to see how you did. So number 5, we had -7 plus -5. If you add those together and keep the sign, you get -12. For number 7, -8 plus -1 is -9. And for number 9, -1 plus -1 is -2. So hopefully you did well on those. And now we're going to look at the second column, starting with number 2, and look at what happens when the signs are different. So in this column, we'll have a positive and a negative. So for plus 3. Again, I can think of starting at -7 on the number line and moving +3 and think about where you might end up. But I'm also going to model it with the counters or the charges. So if I have -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I want to add 3, I can look and cross out my 0 pairs. So anytime I have a negative and a positive together, they make 0. They cancel each other out. So now I'm going to eliminate my 0 pairs. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and I'm left with -4. So let's think about the rule for a minute, because eventually we're going to have larger numbers, decimals, and fractions. So what we did is we looked at the absolute value of each add-in, 7 and 3. And because the signs were different, we took the difference, or we subtracted them. 7 minus 3 is 4. And we look at the picture, we subtracted them because we're eliminating 0 pairs. And then what was left was -4. So I look here, 7 is greater than 3. Because 7 has a greater absolute value and it's negative, then our answer is negative. So let's try number 4 and just think following the rule. I have -4 plus +7. So, it would help if you guys could see it. The 7 and the 4, one's positive, one's negative. So I take the absolute value of both of those, 7 and 4, and I find the difference. 7 minus 4 is 3. And then for this one, 7 is greater than 4. Since 7 is positive, my answer is positive. So the answer is 3. So again, what I'd like for you to do is pause the video. Try to do number 6, number 8, and number 10 on your own. Now, if you pause the video and you tried them on your own, let's check your answers. For number 6, +6 plus -5 should give you +1, because 6 is positive and it's greater. Number 8, -5 plus -6, a tricky one because the signs are the same. So I just put them together, -11. And number 10, 2 plus 3, both positive, regular 2 plus 3 is 5. So tune in for the next video and we'll practice subtraction. Thank you guys.